Lok Sabha election dates announced. Voting will be held in 7 phases. Results will be declared on June 4. One nation, one election may be approved. Changes recommended in the electoral process. The committee submitted the report to the President. Criminal case management system platform launched. Mobile app was also launched. Will be helpful in new criminal rules. Cinematograph certification rules 2024 notified. Center changed the process of film certification. Many rules improved. And list of polluted countries of the world revealed. Bangladesh becomes the most polluted country. India's name also included in the list. Recently, under the chairmanship of former President Ramnath Kovind, the high-level committee was formed to consider the possibility of one nation, one election, that is ONOE. The committee has submitted its report to President Draupadi Murmu. Recognizing one nation, one election as practical, the committee has made several suggestions. In its report, the committee has recommended conducting municipal and panchayat elections within 100 days along with Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha elections. The committee suggests that elections be held in 2 phases, Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies in the first phase and municipal and panchayat elections in the second phase. According to the committee, for this purpose, on the day of the first session of the Lok Sabha after general elections, the President should enact such provisions through a notification. After this date, the term of state legislative assemblies should be determined to end after the general elections of the Lok Sabha and the same day for all Lok Sabha and state legislative assembly elections. For the implementation of this, the committee has also recommended forming a group. Additionally, the Election Commission has been advised to plan and estimate logistics for Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha elections in advance. Furthermore, for municipal and panchayat elections, it has been suggested that this responsibility be given to the State Election Commission. For this, the committee has also discussed the arrangement of a single electoral roll and a voter identity card. To make one nation, one election effective, the committee has also suggested 15 amendments to the Constitution of India. According to the committee, these will be done through 2 constitution amendment bills. The first bill will be related to changes in the simultaneous election system and the process of holding new elections before the end of their prescribed 4-year term for the Lok Sabha or state legislative assemblies, whereas the second amendment bill will be related to the creation of a single electoral roll by the Election Commission of India along with municipal and panchayat elections. Recently, the Election Commission of India has announced the dates for the 18th Lok Sabha elections in the country. According to this, the Lok Sabha elections will be held in 7 phases from April 19 to June 1. While the results will be declared on June 4. Following this announcement by the Election Commission, the Model Code of Conduct has been enforced in the country. Let us tell you that the Model Code of Conduct issued by the Election Commission of India is a set of guidelines designed to regulate political parties and candidates before elections to ensure free and fair elections. As soon as it is implemented, it mandates that parties in power, whether at the center or in states, refrain from using their official position for campaigning. During this period, no policy or scheme announcement can be made that may influence voter behavior. Under these guidelines, issuing advertisements using government funds is also considered an offence. The use of mosques, churches, temples, or any other place of worship for election campaigning is also prohibited. Offering bribes or intimidating voters is also prohibited. Organizing public meetings during the period 48 hours before the end of polling is also banned. The Model Code of Conduct is the result of consensus among major political parties which has developed as part of the Election Commission's drive to ensure free and fair elections over time. However, it does not have any statutory backing. In other words, it means that no action can be taken against any individual for violating the Model Code of Conduct under any section of the code. Recently, the President has appointed Gyanesh Kumar and Sukhbir Singh Sandhu as election commissioners. Both officials are the first officers to be appointed under the Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioners Appointment, Conditions of Service and Tenure of Service Act 2023. Under this new law, the selection of both election commissioners has been done by a 3-member selection committee. This selection committee comprised the Prime Minister, the Central Home Minister, and the leader of the largest opposition party in the Lok Sabha. The selection committee chose Gyanesh Kumar and Sukhbir Singh Sandhu from a shortlist of 6 officers. The shortlisting was done by a panel consisting of 2 officers at the level of secretaries to the government under the chairmanship of the Union Minister of Law and Justice. Let us tell you that under Article 324 Clause 2 of the Constitution, the responsibility for determining the appointment process related to election commissioners was given to Parliament. However, the Parliament has not passed any law related to such a process so far. Consequently, the appointment of the Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioners was made by the President. Under this process, the Ministry of Law would send a panel of names to the Prime Minister, and upon the Prime Minister's recommendation, the President would appoint the other election commissioners. It became a tradition that initially officers were appointed as election commissioners. After the completion of the term of the Chief Election Commissioner or CEC, the Senior Election Commissioner would be promoted to the position of CEC. In the case of Anup Baranwal versus Union of India, a 5-member constitution bench had ruled that since the Election Commission is not independent of the executive under this process, the selection of election commissioners should be done by a 3-member committee consisting of the Prime Minister, the leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha, and the Chief Justice of India. Following this decision, the government introduced the Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioners Appointment, Terms and Conditions of Service Bill 2023, amending this process. Recently, the central government has notified the Cinematograph Certification Rules 2024. These new rules aim to align the film industry with emerging technologies and advancements while organizing and modernizing the film certification process for the digital era. Notably, under the Cinematograph Certification Rules 2024, extensive amendments have been made to adopt online certification processes, ensuring transparency, efficiency, and business facilitation in the film industry. Now, to streamline the film certification process, complete digital procedures will be adopted, eliminating time constraints and delays. Let us tell you that under these new rules, age-based certification is being introduced for the existing adult category, which will now be divided into 3 age-based categories, including children aged 7 to 16 years. These age-based markers will be only recommendatory, which can watch the movie under the guidance of parents. Additionally, the rules also address greater representation of women in the Central Board of Film Certification, including the inclusion of women in the certification and advisory panels. Instead of a validity period of 10 years, the new rules provide permanent validity for Central Film Certification Board certificates. Furthermore, a previously certified film for television broadcast will now be recertified. Let us inform you that the Indian government amended the Cinematograph Act 1952 nearly 40 years after its inception. This legislation was enacted by Parliament in 1952. Recently, scientists have proposed a new way to classify cancer. Scientists say that to classify metastatic cancer, the molecular characteristics of the cancer should be considered above the tissue of origin. Let us tell you that from a traditional perspective, surgery and radiation are targeted at the organs where tumors are present for the treatment of cancer. This perspective has formed the basis for classifying cancer based on the organ in which it originates. However, most deaths due to cancer result from metastasis, which occurs when cancer spreads beyond the primary organ. Individuals with metastatic cancer are almost always treated with drugs that enter the blood systemically. With the present advancements in technology, doctors are capable of determining which genetic mutations are responsible for tumors and how to target them with medications. Not all cancers originating from the same organ exhibit identical mutations, and these mutations are not confined to cancers of a single organ. Therefore, researchers argue that for precise oncology, cancer should be classified based on its molecular and genetic characteristics rather than the organ where it originated. They also claim that this approach will enable cancer patients to receive life-saving medications more quickly. Let us tell you that oncology is the study of cancer Oncology is the branch of medicine concerned with the study, diagnosis, treatment, and prevention of cancerous tumors. Recently, the Swiss Air Quality Monitoring Agency IQAir released its pollution report titled World Air Quality Report 2023. According to this report, India has been declared the third most polluted country in 2023 after Bangladesh and Pakistan. Tajikistan and Burkina Faso are ranked 4th and 5th respectively. The report indicates that in 2023, the average 2.5 concentration in India was 54.4 micrograms per cubic meter. Based on assessments from 134 countries, India ranked 3rd, whereas it was 8th in 2022. India has 42 cities in the list of top 50 most polluted cities in the world. 9 of the top 10 most polluted cities in the world are in India. Begusarai is the most polluted metropolitan area in 2023, followed by Guwahati and then Delhi. 7 countries that meet the WHO annual PM 2.5 guideline include Australia, Estonia, Finland, Grenada, Iceland, Mauritius, and New Zealand. PM 2.5 refers to particulate matter with a diameter of fewer than 2.5 micrometers, which is approximately 3% of the diameter of a human hair. PM 2.5 particles are so small that they can penetrate deep into the lungs and even enter the bloodstream. Prolonged exposure to PM 2.5 can lead to lung cancer, heart disease, stroke, and other chronic health conditions. Recently, the World Meteorological Organization released its annual report on State of the Global Climate 2023. This report focuses on key climate indicators such as greenhouse gases, temperature, sea level rise, ocean heat and acidification, sea ice and glaciers. It also sheds light on the impacts of climate change and extreme weather events. According to the report, the year 2023 was the warmest year on record so far. The report states that the increasing level of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere is the main cause of Earth's rapid warming. For 2023, the global average surface temperature nears a pre-industrial level, rising by up to 1.45 degrees Celsius, the highest level on record so far. Not only that, but in 2023, the total amount of heat stored in the oceans, known as ocean heat content, also reached its highest level in a 65-year record due to warm temperatures. Additionally, due to the warm temperatures, the average daily sea surface temperature in the global oceans has also increased. Furthermore, the report highlights the decreasing trend in sea ice density levels in Antarctica and mentions a decrease in glacier density in rivers. Let us tell you that the World Meteorological Organization, or WMO, is an intergovernmental organization with membership from 192 countries. It originated from the International Meteorological Organization, or IMO, established after the Vienna International Meteorological Congress of 1873. It became a specialized agency of the United Nations on March 23, 1950. The headquarters of the WMO is in Geneva, Switzerland. Recently, scientists at the University of Oxford have discovered coral superhighways around seashells in the Indian Ocean. These extend over an area of more than 10 million square kilometers. Scientists have used genetic analysis and oceanographic modeling for research. Scientists have shown for the first time a network of marine currents that disperse larvae between islands, creating a kind of coral superhighway. This discovery is more important because larval supply is a major factor in coral reef recovery. Coral larvae flow through marine currents to create connectivity between rocks. It is noteworthy that through this research, the damage caused to coral reefs due to climate change can be reduced. In addition, regular larval supply can be provided for reef recovery. Let us tell you that the Seychelles is a nation consisting of 115 islands located in the Indian Ocean. It is situated approximately 1500 kilometers east of the African mainland and in the northeast of Madagascar in the Indian Ocean. To its west lies Zanzibar, to the south lies Mauritius and Reunion, to the southwest lies the Comoros, and to the northeast lies the Maldives, Suva Dive site. Compared to any other country in the African continent, the Seychelles has the smallest population. The capital of Seychelles is Victoria. Recently, the Union Home Minister and Cooperation Minister has virtually inaugurated the unique digital criminal case management system platform. This platform has been designed by the National Investigation Agency. Additionally, a mobile app called Sankalan was also launched, which is the compendium of new criminal laws by the National Crime Records Bureau. The Sankalan app has been designed to navigate old and new criminal laws like a bridge, facilitating access to new criminal laws. This app will work in offline mode as well, and its availability has been ensured in remote areas to provide information to all stakeholders around the clock. Notably, the CCMS system will enable better coordination among NIA personnel in terrorism and organized crime cases, leading to improvements in the justice system. Notably, the CCMS will enhance strong cooperation between central and state agencies, including anti-terrorism state police units. Let us tell you that the NIA, which is India's Central Counter-Terrorism Law Enforcement Agency, is mandated to investigate all crimes affecting India's sovereignty, security, and integrity. It was established under the National Investigation Agency Act 2008. The agency is empowered to investigate terrorism-related crimes in states without special permission from the states under a written proclamation from the Home Ministry. Its headquarters is in New Delhi. Recently, the United Nations Development Programme or UNDP released the Human Development Index 2022. In this ranking, India has improved by one rank compared to 2021. In 2022, India's ranking is 134 out of 193 countries, whereas it was 135 out of 191 countries in 2021. Let us inform you that the concept of Human Development Index was developed by Pakistani economist Mehboob ul Haq. The first Human Development Index was released in 1990. The index is calculated based on three main dimensions: life expectancy, education, and gross national income. The report stated that India has seen significant progress in human development in recent years. Since 1990, life expectancy at birth has increased by 9.1 years. Expected years of schooling have increased by 4.6 years, and average years of schooling have increased by 3.8 years. India's gross national income per capita has increased by approximately 287%. India has also shown progress in reducing gender inequality, ranking 108th out of 193 countries in the Gender Inequality Index 2022. The GII measures gender inequalities in three main dimensions: reproductive health, empowerment, and labor market. Let us inform you that the top 5 countries in HDI 2022 are Switzerland, Norway, Iceland, Hong Kong, and Denmark respectively. Now, after current news in this bulletin, let us take a look at 5 questions related to the bulletin. Questions based on today's bulletin are: first question is, consider the following statements with reference to Human Development Index 2022. 1. This index is released by UNDP. 2. India has been ranked 135th in this index. 3. The index is calculated based on life expectancy, education, and per capita gross national income. How many of the above statements is or are incorrect? Only one, only two, all three, or none of these? Next question is, consider the following statements with reference to cancer. 1. It is contagious and can spread through physical contact. 2. It is caused by genetic factors only. 3. It decreases the cells in an uncontrolled manner. How many of the above statements is or are incorrect? Only one, only two, all three, or none of these? Next question is, consider the following statements with reference to World Air Quality Report 2023. 1. This report has been released by IQAir, the Swiss air quality monitoring body. 2. According to this report, Bangladesh is the second most polluted country in the world. 3. India was declared the third most polluted country in the world in the report. How many of the above statements is or are correct? Only one, only two, all three, or none of these? Next question is, consider the following statements with reference to the Cinematograph Certification Rules 2024. 1. Under the new rules, digital process will be used for film certification. 2. Under this, age-based certification will be done based on minor categories. 3. Under the new rules, the number of women in the Central Film Board will be increased. How many of the above statements is or are correct? Only one, only two, all three, or none of these? Last question is, consider the following statements with reference to Election Commission. 1. It is a non-constitutional body. 2. It was established on January 25, 1950. 3. It is composed of the Chief Election Commissioner and other commissioners. How many of the above statements is or are correct? Only one, only two, all three, or none of these? Recently, a team of researchers discovered a new species of scorpion during a wildlife campaign in Thailand. This new species has been named after the national park where it was discovered, called Euscorpiops krachan. It is related to the subgenus Euscorpiops species, sharing many characteristics exhibited by the offspring of subgenus Euscorpiops. Most of the subspecies are much smaller compared to other species. They have a blue color and they possess 8 eyes and 8 legs. Recently, the Indian Army and Seychelles Defence Forces conducted a joint military exercise called Lamithye 2024 in Seychelles. This is the 10th edition of this exercise. The aim of this exercise is to enhance interoperability in sub-conventional operations in urban environments in accordance with Chapter 7 of the United Nations Charter. It is a biennial training program conducted in Seychelles since 2001. In the Creole language, Lamithye means friendship. The Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas has launched Ethanol 100 at selected 183 retail outlets in Maharashtra, Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, New Delhi and Tamil Nadu. Let us inform you that Ethanol 100 is an important automotive fuel consisting of 100% ethanol. It is a biofuel produced from renewable sources such as corn, sugarcane and other plant materials. Its aim is to reduce greenhouse gas emissions compared to traditional gasoline, reduce dependence on fossil fuels, promote stability, and contribute to a cleaner environment. This initiative is aligned with the goal of achieving a 20% ethanol blend by the year 2025-26, reducing import dependence and promoting the agricultural sector. Recently, the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India has implemented new rules to curb fraudulent practices related to mobile number portability. According to the new rules, customers who have changed their SIM cards due to loss or damage within the last 7 days will not be allowed to port to a different network provider. This restriction aims to prevent fraudsters from attempting to immediately switch providers by swapping SIM cards and using the mobile number portability facility. In addition to these measures, previous initiatives taken by TRAI include establishing a Do Not Disturb registry for spam opt-out and mandating specific formats for transaction-related SMS messages sent by businesses. Recently, the Indian Army Aviation Corps has established its first unit dedicated to operating AH-64E Apache combat helicopters in Jodhpur, Rajasthan. In 2020, Boeing signed an agreement with the Indian government to acquire Apache helicopters for the Indian Army. It is the world's most advanced multi-role combat helicopter. With its inclusion after the indigenous light combat helicopter, the Apache will become the second most formidable helicopter in the Army's arsenal. These helicopters are capable of delivering various weapons, including Hellfire missiles for air-to-ground strikes, 17mm Hydra rockets, and Stinger missiles for air-to-air engagements. They also feature night vision systems. Maintaining these helicopters is easy and can operate in hot and desert environments. Recently, Pandavula Gutta, an ancient geological formation predating the Himalayas, has been officially designated as the sole geological heritage site in Telangana. Pandavula Konda or Pandavula Gutta is a geological formation in the Jaishankar Bhupalpalli district of Telangana. It has been rich in terms of rock shelters and habitat sites from the Mesolithic period to the medieval period. It also includes prehistoric cave paintings that provide glimpses of ancient life. The cave paintings depict various wild animals such as bison, deer, tigers and elephants, along with geometric designs and weapons. The paintings also feature geometric designs and prints in green, red, yellow and white colors. Recently, a high-level program on transboundary biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction called Blue Leaders was held in Belgium. It encouraged countries to endorse the agreement on marine biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction. Its aim is to protect high seas from pollution, climate change, and overfishing. In the previous year, 2023, countries agreed on a new agreement, Biodiversity Beyond National Jurisdiction, for the conservation and sustainable management of marine biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction. This agreement is a significant step in the direction of conserving and sustainably managing marine biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction. The purpose of the agreement is to address the challenges faced by the high seas. So far, 88 countries have signed this agreement, with only Chile and Palau being the two countries that have ratified it. Recently, the Government of India and the Asian Development Bank signed a loan agreement of $23 million to enhance quality fintech education, research and innovation in the Gujarat International Finance Tech City, that is GIFT City. This project will establish an international fintech institute to strengthen fintech education, boost startup success rates and promote fintech research and innovation. The initiative will emphasize market-driven fintech skill programs, private sector investment and industry collaboration and partnerships among institutions and stakeholders for overall development. Additionally, the IFI will offer industry-aligned fintech training programs to fulfill international standards and support innovation and entrepreneurship. Recently, a startup Mahakumbh was organized in Delhi. The program was organized by ASSOCHAM, NASSCOM, Bootstrap Incubation and Advisory Foundation, TIE, and the Indian Venture and Alternate Capital Association. It is supported by the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. The objective of the program is to promote the startup ecosystem and policies. 30 states were also included in the program under the theme Bharat Innovates. Recently, the International Labour Organization has released a report titled Profit and Poverty: The Economics of Forced Labour. According to the report, illegal profits from forced labour amount to $36 billion annually. The report states that there has been a 37% increase in such illegal profits since 2014. Moreover, during this period, there has also been an increase in the number of people forced into labour. The report also mentions that in 2021, on any given day, 27.6 million people were engaged in forced labour, meaning that for every 1,000 people worldwide, 3.5 individuals were engaged in forced labour. Between 2016 and 2021, there was a 2.7 million increase in the number of people engaged in forced labour. For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.